Well, good evening, everybody. And tonight's topic primarily is going to be FAFO. F around and find out. And a very interesting and special individual that we have all heard of found that out the hard way. And the news has been circulating on the internet for a couple days now. But the world famous Dr. Tammy got herself into a little bit of hot water. She decided she was going to do a little sightseeing in Washington, D.C. on the 6th of January. And it didn't go very well for her. Now, her problems weren't totally because of the insurrection that she took part in, allegedly. Her troubles actually started a little bit before that. But this is the world famous Dr. Tammy, a family medicine doctor in Seattle, and her nurse. Now, to date, I don't know if this piece of work got arrested, but she got famous for another reason. Dr. Tammy got her license suspended. And the reason for that is multifold. Now let me bring this up. And this, alright, let's see. I want this in single layout. There we go. Now, as you can see, this is master case M2020, blah, 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 blah. And we go down to State of Washington Medical Commission in the matter of the licensed practice as a physician and surgeon of Tamara L. Towers, medical doctor. And this is a final judgment for default based on the record, the health law judge on designation by the Washington Commission now issues the following. And it goes through a finding of fact. Now, on July 24th, she was issued a license to practice medicine in 1996. And on December 7th, the commission filed a statement of charges alleging that the respondent committed unprofessional conduct under RCW 18.130.189 when she failed to respond to an order issued by the commission. On or about October 1st, 2021, the commission served notice on an intent to order investigative mental examination to respondent that required respondent to respond within 20 days. Respondent did not respond within 20 days. On or about November 16th, 2021, the commission served a findings of fact, conclusions of law, in order for investigative mental examination to respondent that required respondent to make an appointment for the examination within 7 days of receiving the order. Respondent did not make an appointment for an examination within 7 days of receipt of the order. The Commission served respondent with a copy of the following documents at respondent's last known address: statement of charges, legal notice of rights and interpreter request, and answer to charges form. The answer to the statement of charges was due in the adjudicative clerk office by December 27th, 2021. To date, the adjudicative clerk office has not received an answer to the statement of charges. On January 5th, 2022, the adjudicative clerk office issued a notice of failure to respond. The Commission has no reason to believe the respondent is now or is in active military service or a dependent of a person in active military service at the time the statement of charges were served. The Commission has jurisdiction. And we go on with all this, this. And we get down here to the juicy part. The Commission orders the respondent's license to practice as a physician and surgeon in the state of Washington is indefinitely suspended. Respondent shall immediately return all licenses to the Commission within 10 days of the receipt of this order. If respondent violates any position of this order or in any respect, the Commission may take further action against respondent's license. The effective date of this order is that date the adjudicative clerk office places the signed order into the U.S. mail. Respondent shall not submit any fees or compliance documents until the effective date of this order. And we get down. Let's get over here. And so, notice to parties. This order will be reported to the National Practitioner Database, the Federation of State Medical Boards, Physician Data Center, and elsewhere as required by law. This order is a public document. It will be placed on the Department of Health's website, disseminated via Commission listserv, and disseminated according to the Uniform Disciplinary Act. It may be disclosed to the public upon request pursuant to the Public Records Act. It will remain part of the respondent's file according to state records retention law and cannot be expunged. Either party may file a petition within 10 days for a petition of reconsideration, and so on and so forth. And this goes and this was signed January 12th, 2022, and that meant that she had until January 22nd to respond to this action. And so Dr. Tammy is no longer Dr. Tammy. She's just plain old Tammy. Now, let's get to the reason for all this. Now, prior to the insurrection, which was, I guess, the straw that broke the camel's back, the medical board was directed to look at some postings by Dr. Tammy on the internet and also on certain actions that had taken place because of circumstances in the life of her, basically her life on social media. Now, she has been tweeting about being a sovereign citizen in QAnon, and she has also been strongly protesting vaccination and other COVID comments. There was an alleged incident where she was kicked off an Air Alaska flight for refusing to wear a mask, and because of that, she is on Alaska Airlines no-fly list. And there was another incident where she refused to get a veterinarian to take care of her dog until he died. It is alleged that she put him in a suitcase for days like a coffin and then decorated the suitcase while doing YouTube videos with his corpse. Really? Another incident is alleged she drew QAnon messages on her driveway with sidewalk chalk, was tweeting and calling DeSantis, trying to get Bill McConnell freed, and harassing individuals every day. She was tweeting and harassing an individual, including inciting violence with her sovereign citizen ideologists and so forth. So for these reasons, the medical board had ordered her allegedly to take a psychiatric examination to determine if she was fit to practice medicine. According to the medical board, she was not. And we have herself, Dr. Tammy is in my chat, and this is what she is writing. I call for the arrest of all physicians and teachers forcing children to wear masks. They are facilitating propaganda and child abuse. Report that, Mert Witness 1. Well, Dr. Perry, I just did. Now, this is a legal case, and as such, I cover legal cases. Your disciplinary action with the medical board is a matter of public record, and you are in charge of the lives of every person that you practice medicine with, or I should say, used to have practice. You know, people's lives depends on your competency and your ability to practice medicine. According to the medical board, you do not. Now, if you want to answer the question, did you or did you not put your dog in a briefcase after he was dead and use him in YouTube videos while on YouTube, and all these other charges that have been alleged against you? You're free to answer all these charges. And what I find interesting is within days, all the mandates that everybody's been pissing and moaning about are going away. The various governments have decided that we have reached a point where people that have been vaccinated and had all their shots and wore their masks and everything, well, Dr. Perry, I do not consent to the slander and defamation that Timothy Charles Homestead has made about me. And the people you want to defame or sue for this is the medical board. I am reading from an official document from your state and from the entity responsible for licensing you as a doctor. They have made the charge. They have suspended your license. That is a fact. And if you take it to court, I will simply bring this document into court, and then you can pay all my legal expenses and damages for a frivolous lawsuit. So if you want to sue somebody, I would suggest you sue the state of Washington Medical Board that suspended your license. All I'm doing is reporting a court case. I don't want anything from you, Dr. Perry, or I should say Miss Perry. It's your medical board that ruled, not me. I had absolutely nothing to do with this. I didn't even know about this until I started reading posts on the internet. If you have an argument with anybody, it is with your medical board. Don't blame us out here in the country for what your licensing board decided to do. If you want to get your panties up in a wad, do it with your medical board. I have no control over that. All I am doing is reporting something that is a matter of public record. If you feel that it is unfair, illegal, all that, get yourself a lawyer. Make sure it's one that's a member of the bar, and file a judgment with the entity that took away your license. Now, the form does have a path that you can take to appeal this decision. So I suggest you read the document, which you should have gotten by now, and see what your options are. Instead of being on a chat with 17 people, I would sit down, preferably with a lawyer, and discuss your options. And in the end, only you are responsible for your actions. Not me, not Bill McConnell, nobody. It's you, the person you look at in the mirror. So, get down off your high horse and utilize your legal obligations and your abilities, and appeal to the state licensing board. So, that's the breaking news. Now I find it remarkable that a doctor would take the actions that she took. Well, you live a nomadic lifestyle, so apparently you didn't care enough about your license to be in contact with your professional regulators. I don't care what kind of lifestyle you live. If you want to retain your license, you have to abide by those in charge of licensing you. If you do not do that, then you are the one that is the nitwit. I don't know that much about you, so all I know is what I read in a court document. And so, well, Laurie, that's all these people know how to do, is do name calling. I mean, they do it over on Telegram all the time. And as far as defamation and slander, they do a lot of that over there. About 100% of everything they do over there is defamation and slander. And I was made aware of material that they have posted about you that is absolutely positively false. It's cruel and it's disgusting. How did we murder your dog? Now you're getting into defamation and slander, Ms. Perry. So, how did we murder your dog? I'd be curious to know this one. Come on, you got the platform here. Let's hear Uh, you people, who are you people? What specific individual murdered your dog? How was your dog murdered? Do you have the police report um, that you filed because somebody murdered your dog? And why on earth did you treat your dog the way you did after its death? Answer that, Ms. Perry. You're not a doctor anymore, so we don't need to be calling you Dr. Tammy. Well, I kind of wonder if Dr. Tammy is real to begin with, but um, it doesn't matter if it's the real Dr. Perry or Tammy or not. She's no longer a doctor, number one. And people come in here under any name they come up with, so it's hard to tell who anyone is. It could be one of the Telegram people impersonating her name. And if you are the real Tammy, Tim Holmseth is trying to get a hold of you. I guess he wants information for whatever reason. So, he posted over on Telegram, or his handler did, wanting to get a hold of Tammy. So go over and send Timmy a letter and, satisfy his ego, or Randy's ego, or whoever's running that thing, because he's trying to get a hold of you. I'm just passing along the message. Who the hell's this? Who is this? I think I don't know who this is. Yeah, I got a direct message I had to look at. Oh, it could be anybody pretending to be anybody, Big Load. Now, over on Telegram, I got to look at Telegram, make sure I get the name right, because if I screw up, I'm never going to hear the end of it. But Infiltrated by Truth declared that there is a hell of a lot of impersonation going on, especially with people coming over to this channel. And she declared that she has been widely impersonated. Okay, so there's nothing there. Yeah. Well, this is generally what Randy, or what these type of people do. If they go down, everybody. Okay, we got another one from Tammy. Well, you have your opinion as far as the masks are concerned, Miss Perry, but again, your beef is taken, is with, Seattle and Washington State. Uh, and, you may not consent, but you may not practice medicine either. If you get caught practicing medicine, you could be criminally liable. So I would think long and hard before doing anything dumb. And why on earth are you telling people to drink turpentine? That's almost as bad as drinking bleach. Yeah, I gotta take care of something. Okay. Well, using the power vested in me, I don't see anywhere where you have any power invested in you. That is a job for law enforcement, and you are nothing but an unlicensed civilian at the moment. But knock yourself out. I could always use more material to use on this channel. So, you know, bring it on, as they say. She still hasn't answered the question about who killed her dog. Uh, this is charge of animal cruelty. Now, in other news, while we're waiting for the next piece of drama to come about, there has been no further developments in any of the cases on the docket, that being Neely Petrie Blanchard and Cynthia Absug. Both cases are basically in a state of flux at the moment. There's nothing new developed. The scheduled interviews that were reported have been done. And so, we gotta, let's see, I don't know how to do the wrench thingy here. Let's see. No, that doesn't do it. That doesn't do anything. I gotta read up how to do that. So, we'll figure that one out. Captain Phil McConnell will be back soon. He was held in solitary confinement. I wrote the state of Florida and said this is elder abuse. He was tortured. No, he was not. He was considered a vulnerable adult. No, he was not. And if he was, that means that Tim Homestead took advantage of him. The state of Florida, I'll do a public records request and get that. But You have absolutely no power in the state of Florida. They're just going to say, well, we'll file this and be the end of it. You're not going to be able to do anything, Tammy. Yeah, I probably have to do it in the YouTube. On this uh, software that I've got, I don't think I can do it. I'm going to have to bring up the studio. And matter of fact, let me do that. Yeah, Phil McConnell's case is ended. He pled nolo. He's on 2 years probation. He's up there in Wisconsin, uh, having a good old time. Obeying the rules. Enjoying life on his estate. So, and I think he's probably a lot better off than he used to be. Okay, now. Okay, manage. Okay. Alright, let me see. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm going into my studios to see if I can figure this out. Well, so far, nothing of substance out of Dr. Perry, so. Okay, I'm going to go down to settings and see what I can do. Say we got permissions. What does that do? Let's see, manage permissions. Well, I have no idea how to do this. How the heck did I do this the first time? Channel. Community. Okay, moderators. Okay, let's see. Paste the channel. Ugh. Alright, how the heck am I going to do this? Just typing the name didn't work. Okay. Well, hell. Alright, let me do it this way. Go up to the channel. Your channel. Nope, that's not going to allow me to do that. Nope, I'm going to have to figure out how to. Oh, we got another Russian in here. Putin is cleansing the child predators out of the Ukraine. The people of Ukraine welcome what he is doing. Well, I guess you haven't been paying attention because the people of Ukraine want Putin the hell out of their country. And they said there's thousands of them out on the street saying, get the hell out of our country. You know, you must have been drinking that turpentine you told people to drink or something to come up with this malarkey. Or you're a Russian asset. Because right now there are women and children dying because of Putin. Because of all these missiles. He lobbed a bunch of missiles into an apartment house, for crying out loud. This is, you know. Well, I'll tell you what, Tammy, if you like Putin so much, why don't you pack your bags and go over to Russia? I'm sure he would welcome you with open arms. You can give him advice on how to invade Russia or something, or invade the Ukraine or something. Give him all this expert knowledge. Who knows? You may be able to hook up with Snowden over there. I don't know how you're going to get over there because, well, you can't get on Alaskan Airways, so you're going to have to figure out some way to get around. But I challenge you, if you're so much in love with Mr. Putin, then get your ass on an airplane and go over to Russia. Well, Mark, welcome to the chat. I've been to Tennessee when I used to drive truck. I drove through there. So welcome to the chat. Well, you're the operative, Tammy, and again, you're doing the name calling. Um, in order to become a Russian citizen, you have to go to Russia, you know. So, you know, pack your bags, let us know when you're leaving, show us proof you're leaving instead of posting malarkey on the internet. You know, since you're an agent of the Soviet or of Soviet Russia, you're not welcome in the United States. So be gone with you. You know, learn the Russian anthem. Yeah, I will flee to Russia as a refugee to seek asylum. I got news for you, Terry, or Perry. All you gotta do is find out the nearest Russian enemy or Russian embassy and tell them you want asylum. There's embassies all over the United States. There's an embassy in your state. Go for it. Go to Russia. Get the hell out of here. Or, you know, maybe you could go down and talk to Timmy. You know, he was seen in sailboats, you know, looking for sailboats. So maybe if he buys a sailboat, the two of you can sail off to Russia. That would do a whole bunch of people a big favor if the two of you would go to Russia. And take Randy with you, because she has to get the hell out of there. Well, Mark, you know, it could be anybody. It could be Tim, it could be Randy, it could be one of those other fools over in Telegram. You know, all there is a name up on the screen. There's no, you know, we don't know who anybody is here. You know, but, you know, Tammy has declared herself aiding and providing aid and comfort to the enemy or to an enemy of the United States. I got news for you, Dr. Tammy or Tammy Perry. Do you know what the USSR stands for? stands for, or did stand for, I should say, the United Soviet Socialist Republics. Now it is just plain Russia. Russia is a socialist country. You know, look it up. It's a communist socialist government. You know, I love people that do not study world history. And Cuba is an ally of Russia. So if, you know, these people that say that they like Putin and believe in what he does, pack your bags, get the hell out of this country, go over to this Russia and see how nice it is to live over there. Yeah, you know, go for it, Tammy. I bet you won't do it. I bet you a month from now, she'll still be up there in the state of Washington, probably going to more protests. I don't know what the hell she's going to do. You know, maybe she'll hook up with Timothy and they can go on a sightseeing tour around the country. Well, fine. Go on over there. Yeah, their soldiers are real brutes, all right. I was watching a segment where a soldier was crying his ass out, telling his mother that they forced me to come here. I didn't want to come here. That's a real patriot. Oh my God. We have a troll. We have a troll. Go on, show with Mert. We would know your whiny voice. Wah, wah, wah. I got a one. What I got is a high-pitched voice. Yeah, I love these people that come in here that don't like the show. I guess they have no place else. I mean, you got Timmy Holmseth. He's got 60 different channels. You can go over there and kiss his feet. But what can I say? But I will agree. Yeah, one thing. You know, patriots don't side with the enemy of this country. And so if you're going to side with Vladimir Putin, pack up your bags and get the fuck out. Tim Holmseth is declared himself a war correspondent. And I'll probably get more into that tomorrow night, but, you know, he's going around saying, I'm a war correspondent. He doesn't know what a war correspondent is. Yeah, Mark, he does the same thing over and over and over and over again. And he's been doing this for a decade. It's not just the last 2 years. You go back, you go over and look at his blog, or if you can find any of the YouTube videos or the Facebook videos he used to do, it's like an 8-track tape. You know, it just goes on and on and on and on in a Mobius loop. But, you know. Oh, everybody's going along with it. You ought to see Telegram. They're saying, oh, Timmy's my hero. He's this, he's that. Timmy's a fraud. But you can't talk sense into these people. And quite frankly, that's not what I'm doing. I'm simply reporting on his fraud. And I do it specifically because he continues to lie about me. He's accusing me of being a serial killer, a serial rapist. His latest, I guess now, I Timmy's got me murdering 2 girls in Delphi, Indiana. He's got me having something to do with whatever happened to Haley Cummings, Trenton Duckett, and Kaylee Anthony, and other individuals. So it's interesting. And so Timmy is a Russian asset. And when I was up in Minnesota, I was told that QAnon was infiltrated by Russian intelligence very early in their existence. Russian intelligence has been all over the channels and the channels that are owned and formerly owned by the Watkins family, and that they embed intelligence agents in these platforms and feed all this stuff out to these various individuals and link the stuff to the individual, and they have a list of people that they can rely upon to spread their propaganda. And Holmseth and the fraudulent Pentagon Pedophile Task Force is one of these websites. And these people are puppets. They are Putin puppets, basically. So it's no wonder they love Putin, because they're actually working for him. And this was done way back, because ever since the Ukraine declared their independence 30 years ago, Putin has been trying to get it back. He doesn't like the fact... hello, Michael. Welcome to the chat. Putin does not like the fact that the Ukraine is a democracy. So he has manipulated all these people into turning against the Ukraine in order to try and bolster his claim. The problem is it's not working. Putin has taken a huge financial hit, and of course the people of Russia are going to suffer because of Putin, but this is the result of all these QAnons fulfilling Putin's dream of conquering the United States, and also getting back the Ukraine. And after Ukraine, he's going to start going after all the breakaway republics so that they can have another USSR. And so we'll see where we go with that. But, Putin is finding out right now that he bit off a little more than he can chew. Now, he may eventually take over that country, but it's going to come at a heavy cost. I mean, you have people in Russia right now protesting against Putin. Thousands upon thousands of people. You have any idea how dangerous that is? It's a hell of a lot more dangerous than protesting here. We have the right of free speech in this country. We have a right to protest. They don't in Russia. Putin says get them off the street. Out come the billy clubs and the chemicals, and they get off the street. And they go into gulags and everything else. So these people that are protesting against Putin in Russia are taking an extraordinary risk with their lives. Well, she is being counterclaimed. The record is in the court. All anybody has to do is look it up in federal court. Craig Sawyer has filed a counterclaim against her motion to have his stuff dismissed. And Greg said no, and he filed a counterclaim. And I read it verbatim on this show. So, she wants to hide this from her cult, then that's up to her. But her claiming it isn't going to stop it, because eventually this thing is going to be ruled upon. This case is either going to be dismissed or it's going to go forward, and all indications are it's going to go forward. And when it does, it'll be in federal court, and I'll be in the bench in the back of the federal court covering the trial. That's the way these things work. It probably won't be on the docket until this fall, because I don't think they have a rocket docket in Anoka County. So we'll have to see how this goes. But, because I'll be doing the Blanchard trial, I'll be doing the Ebsug trial, and we'll find out where this is going. Yeah, you're quite right, Boohoo. This is exactly his goal. He's already threatening nuclear retaliation. He is saying that if Finland and Sweden dare join NATO, they're going to be in a world of hurt. So this guy is we're in a dangerous time right now with these hotheads over there. Well, this is what NATO is. It's a North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and Eastern Europe is the North Atlantic. And all these countries would join together along with the United States and go after his ass. And, nuclear weapons go two ways. So if he starts lobbing these things at Europe, he's going to lob right back at them. So it's a threat that he better think very closely about, or he may get what he wished for. My week has been busy. It's been a good week. It's been a busy week. One of the reasons I wasn't able to get on the air last night is I didn't get back to Orlando until close to 11 o'clock at night. It's been a weird week. A lot of stuff going on. And then in the middle of all this, I find out about this business with Dr. Tammy. Now, a bit of a word. One of the cases that I discussed is under seal because it's a harassment case. And so the harassment case is going to be hard to do any reporting on. It came up in the docket as scheduled, and that's how I found out about it. And so, got to get in the habit of dropping the doctor off of her name, because she's no longer a doctor. She's lost the right to call herself a doctor. She's had her license suspended. And so, now legally, I don't know if she can still call herself Dr. Perry or not. She does have the degree and everything. But whether or not she's able to call it, she can't practice medicine at all in any field of medicine. So, and I guarantee you the medical board's going to be keeping an eye on her. Because she has really not done the medical profession well with this nonsense. And I just got word, Google is deleting her messages. So that's not us doing it, it's Google again. So. And I just got word that Randy is posting on um, to the court, I guess, that she has nothing to do with the channels. The High Command and the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force channels that are on Telegram. And the problem with that claim is that she has to prove that. And so she would have to disclose who it is that is running the High Command. And she would have to prove who it is that is running the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force on Telegram. And the problem she has is that she's got TimothyCharlesHomestead.com. She's got the Twitter channel, and she has her own personal channel. And she is making the same defamatory statements on all these channels, plus the statements she's made in the past. So she can't, she's gonna find somebody sent me this. This is a statement that was put up on the High Command by Timothy Charles Homestead, allegedly wanting to have Tammy Perry contact him, and he's given his email address. And so Tammy Perry, like I said earlier, you're more than welcome to get a hold of Timmy. He's put it out there. Let's see what we've got. I'm getting some documents. Okay. THIS is a legal notice for cease and desist of your false reporting. I have an affidavit in federal courts that I have no BitChute channel or other channels that report news. I demand, and I mean demand, you remove all publication on your journalistic channels regarding me, Randy Lynn Erickson, or I will include you and send you a summons and complaint. If you include Juan, I will serve him as well. I give T days to remove it all. 5 days to remove it all. The federal judge can and will help inseam your real name and contact info. And then she goes 4 days, 3 days. So apparently, this is the first time I've seen this one. And it says Randy Erickson muted. So apparently Randy has a Telegram channel. One day left. I found you to serve you. By authority, this is a conversation. You are named in federal court file going on the record. Well, see, this is the problem. Randy doesn't know the law. Now, there are posts on the High Command that she stated was her. This was long ago, and virtually every post on the High Command is recorded. And the same goes for Telegram. There is a channel on Telegram, the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, which she is admitted to having control of, that report this defamatory material. Also, Randy Lynn Erickson is in charge of TimothyCharlesHomestead.com. That means that Randy Erickson is liable for anything that is said, written, posted, or copied off of that particular website. So, I don't know if they know or not. I haven't contacted them. I would suspect that they would have been contacted by people that know them about this. But I don't know who this was sent to. This is a string of messages that came about starting on the 20th. But, you know, these... I guess this is Paula Loves Children. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out whose string of messages these are. Oh, okay. Well, I guess people can check out Monty. And... okay, yeah, I just got to confirm that it was Paula. All right, thank you. But, you know, the problem is if Randy Erickson is denying operating the task force, then who is? Who is running the task force on BitChute? And why has it taken Randy this long to deny that she operates the high command? The high command repeats everything that Timothy Charles Homeseth states. And if it's Timothy Charles Homeseth that put up the high command, this does not let Randy off the hook, because Randy owns the material that is put on the high command, and she owns all the assets that belong to Timmy, and she is Timmy's superior. So under the law, she is liable for anything that is put out there under Tim Homeseth's name, or under the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, or TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com. You know, she cannot wiggle out of it. You know, and these idiotic threats she makes to people aren't going to help her. You know, she's going to have to go to court and provide to the court a sworn statement as to who does or does not own the high command. And she's going to have to provide a statement as to who does or does not own TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com. And all the respondents in these various lawsuits that are flying around are going to say, look, Your Honor, here's a post that says that Randy Lynn Erickson owns TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com, that Timothy Charles Homeseth is her media agent, reporter, whatever, and thus she has editorial control over anything that Tim Homeseth is associated with, including his personal channel over on Gab. The liability is liability, and she's got all of it. You know, so I don't know what she thinks he's, you know. Paula Loves Children is not stupid. You know, Paula Loves Children will do the due diligence to find out who owns these channels. Because if Randy is saying, okay, I don't own these channels, then Paula's going to come back and say, who does? Well, boo-hoo. She has posted and made announcements on TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com that she is a trustee. And at one time she said she purchased all of Tim Homeseth's material and website. She owns it all, which is probably why Tim Homeseth isn't around. But because of that one statement, which has been recorded, she has declared that she is liable for anything that is said on these various websites. You know, there has been no protest made on the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force channel on Telegram to cease and desist their use of the PPTF material. Because by allowing that to go forward, she's allowing false information to be dispensed under the name Pentagon Pedophile Task Force and under Timothy Charles Homseth, which is a trademark name. So until she does that, she's stuck. So telling Paul Loves Children and these other people to take stuff down ain't gonna cut it. That dog don't hunt. She's basically dug herself a hole. I have not watched Blue Water. I've seen the posts about it. I have not watched it, so I don't know what's going on with that. So if you want to give me a synopsis, but they've been advertising the hell out of that thing on those two channels, because I believe they're posting it over on Telegram as well. Yeah, that's correct, Michael. She did. She filed in court that she owned it. So, the problem with that is, once you put something like that in the court, you're stuck with it. All right, thanks for that. So I'll put that in my files for future reference. But there's more than enough evidence to prove that she is the owner of these websites. And all that's going to happen, she can sit there and declare it in public all she wants, but what's going to happen is the parties to these lawsuits are going to file a court order with BitChute and Telegram for the information on who owns these channels. And, under regulations by the public, under various government entities where these websites operate, they are required to provide this information. So we will know eventually who owns all these websites. And, even her own website over on Telegram and Gab and wherever else she's floating around, that's all evidence. And, so she's got herself in a box. I find it strange that for someone that doesn't own this high command thing over on BitChute, she comes flying in here and makes the declaration she makes, and and now she says she doesn't own it. The only problem is, if it turns out that it's Tim Homseth that owns the high command, then Tim Homseth is going to be in the lawsuit. Right now, it's just Randy. But they can put Tim Homseth in the lawsuit if they deem it appropriate. They can make an amendment rebuttal, because they are going after or making rebuttals against these channels for the statements that's been made within them. Well, I don't know anything about Daniel Lee, but I do know that let's go over. Okay, let's see, what's the date? On July 17th, 2021, by Randy L. Erickson, owner, publisher, TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com. And this was in regards to statements about Timothy made by Craig Sawyer, allegedly. Um, Timothy Charles Homeseth is not a felon. I confirmed this through a background check and records directly from law enforcement. Well, apparently she didn't check the state of Minnesota because, in fact, he was convicted of a felony. And I went over this on my show. He's convicted of felony trespassing and he's convicted of felony grand theft. And it's real funny that they are awful quiet about that. Timothy Charles Homeseth has never been charged with, much less convicted of stalking. That's false. He pled guilty to one count, and this has to do with Kim Bacazio. Timothy Charles Homeseth is, in fact, he won some award through a local paper, but he is no longer in any press association. He only was in there for 2008. Timothy Charles Homeseth passed a background check performed by the United States Department of Agriculture and was cleared to enter the secure areas of a locked federal facility. The security clearance was for the National Weather Service because he was a janitor. And anybody that's ever worked for any agency knows there are different levels of security. And the levels of security determine what you're allowed to do in a particular facility and what you have access to. Now, all the security clearance does is that Timothy Homeseth is allowed to go and empty garbage cans and mop the floors in offices, but he's not to access or control any sensitive information within these areas. And he didn't even work for the National Weather Service. He worked for a temp agency, and the temp agency eventually fired him. And there is a lawsuit on record in the state of Minnesota where he sued the National Weather Service because his temp agency fired him. Timothy Charles Homeseth has custody rights to all his children, has never lost custody rights. Well, that's debatable. But what was done is there were papers filed with the state regarding Tim Homeseth and his conduct regarding his youngest child, his son. And we all know about it because we've talked about it for years. The paperwork is out there. But, again, this is over on the Timothy Charles Homeseth webpage. And Randy Erickson says right in there that she is the owner, publisher of TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com as of July 17th, 2021 at 11:09 a.m. I don't know what charges that is. And that is under acting trustee and publisher. The Timothy Charles Homeseth reports with a trademark. And so the declarations are there. She has to deal with that in court. She has to say, well, Your Honor, yeah, but I don't, it's going to be interesting to see how she wiggles out of it. But it's right there on the page. And right here. So you can go to that link, and it's It's right there. Randy L. Erickson, owner, publisher, W. Blah, 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 blah. Oop, wow, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this, but this thing, it's doing the whole page. How with it? But yeah, it's the thing about it is, Randy's going to find out she's way in over her head on this stuff. This is not just some simple thing where she can do her whining in a local court. This is a federal court, and with a federal court, they have very strict procedures, and so she's not going to be able to play these games in the federal court. So she might as well hang that one up. Welcome, Macy. Yeah, that's okay. That's this show is usually recorded, so anything that gets missed can be viewed later on. Okay, this just got put up. This was put up at 10:11. And Mert lying about home Seth live. And what's curious is, what am I lying about? Because this is all provable. Everything I've said. I read from the blog that Randy Lynn Erickson has declared herself the owner and publisher of TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com. And everything else, it's a matter of public record. So she doesn't, the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force apparently is not owned by Randy Erickson. I have the screenshots of the conversation. And again, getting on Telegram or anywhere else and saying that I'm a liar or nothing doesn't matter. You're going to have to prove it in federal court. Anything that is said on these individual websites have to be backed up by the facts. And, even whoever is operating the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force is guilty of slander and defamation of character, because they have made the same accusations against me that they've made against Timothy Charles Homeseth. But, but I made Telegram. At least she's putting up the links. Over in High Command, they never put up the links. So I thought it was funny. But what I'm doing... But I took a screenshot. This is a trip. Oh, see, I got something else now. Well, Mark, people can check for themselves. Don't blindly believe me. Do your homework. It's out there. That's why I linked her statement on TimothyCharlesHomeseth.com, so people can understand this is what she said. Okay, in August 31st, 2020, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this in the room so we can look at it. You know, because that's, you know, you just don't take anything anybody says at face value. Do your homework, investigate, you know, because I could be wrong, everybody else could be wrong. You know, there's no way in hell I'm asking people to believe everything I say. I just say what I feel, and everybody needs to go out and do their due diligence, investigate, and decide for themselves. Now, this is the article that I was just sent. This was from the Daily Beast, and this is on August 31st, 2020. Daily Beast has acknowledged the receipt of a demand for retraction issued by a member of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force regarding a story Daily Beast published. The PPTF alleges the Daily Beast published information that was patently false. On August 16th through 17th, 2020, Daily Beast published a two-part series, and the parts are listed. Randy Lynn Erickson, owner, publisher, Timothy Charles Homseth reports, timothycharleshomseth.com, contacted Will Summer, the Daily Beast reporter that wrote the story, and addressed several false statements. And it went on to get into her claims. But the important thing about this is that around August 31st, 2020, Randy Lynn Erickson declared that she was the owner of TimothyCharlesHomesat.com. And as the owner of TimothyCharlesHomesat.com, Randy Lynn Erickson is legally liable for any defamation, slander, or false information published within this website or any other website owned by Timothy Charles Homeseth, since Randy has declared that she owns all of it. So, you know, this is what I talk about when I check these sources out. And all I do is provide where I get my information from. Now, if this information is incorrect, then you can contact Will Summer at the Daily Beast and inform him of what Mrs. Erickson is saying. Or I should say Ms. Erickson. But based on what these people have been saying about me and others on this chat, I have to go along with the fact that Randy Lynn Erickson is a pathological liar. And she has a problem with this because she's not going to be able to do this in court. Because if she gets caught lying to a judge in a federal case, she is, oh, welcome, Paula. Welcome to the chat. Okay, I'm getting flooded with information tonight. And it's not going to, it takes a while. But this is the thing, you know, if you're going to report on something, it's best you try and have all the information possible to vet your sources, or you just say it's my opinion or something along that lines. And, you know, my stand in everything that I've published on here is to say that I rely on information I get elsewhere, and if that information is incorrect, I stand corrected and correct the information, or at very least that's weird. Why is this not coming through? Alright, I'll do that on the other computer. Oh, okay, that's for Paula. You know, Paula, at any time, if you want to come on the channel, I can send you a call-in link. All right, something happened there. I don't know what. Yeah, it's my opinion based on various sources that Tim is being controlled by outside influences. That he cannot speak for himself or does not speak for himself. That it's all being handled through Lynn Erickson and other handlers. This has been, because what backs my opinion up, and it is that an opinion, is that Tim Homseth has not been seen currently live on the internet. The only time you see Tim Homseth is when he's standing in front of a building with his book, or signs or something else. But these could have been taken at any time. And again, it's only pictures. He is not allowed to speak. And I don't know of anybody in the last 2 years that has personally spoken to Tim Homseth that is a reliable source. And there are people that support Tim Homseth, like Paula, who are suspicious of what is going on in regards to him. There's been several people that post on various social media that they are concerned about what is going on when it comes to Tim Homseth. Is he? There was one very, very close follower of Tim Homseth, a friendly, if you could call her that. And this is not Astro, by the way. This is someone else who questioned the status of Tim Homseth. Is he dead, alive? Is he in captivity? Is he being controlled, held against his will? What have you? Because he's rarely, it's been 2 years since we've had any verifiable information come out of Tim Homseth. That's always done through intermediaries. And so, you have to at least consider that there is a problem. And Iconic Warrior just put up a picture stalking an individual that has absolutely nothing to do with any of these. And it's the only post. Weird people. Some strange stuff being posted on Telegram. Jeez, weird. Well, this has nothing to do with anything, so. But, well, that's good policy. This is the thing. When you've got documented proof of something, it makes your life a hell of a lot easier to, offer proof and get your point across. Okay, Mark, do you want to clarify what it is you're asking? Because I've been kind of yammering along here for the last few minutes, and so I need to be, yeah, if you can be specific about what it is that you're asking about, it'd be appreciated. Oh, okay. Yeah, when you get the video done, Paula, I would really appreciate seeing it because, the more information, the better. Uh, I've been a target of these people for years, and it's only because of my friendship, as it is, with um, Kim Picasio. Well, what's interesting about um, Telegram is everybody over there is for Putin. Welcome back, Leanne. Um, one of these days, Leanne, I'm gonna want to get into these tapes or these recordings that Tim Holmseth constantly plays, where you talk about your situation with the Ukrainian embassy, and why you have tried to correct your statement after all these years, in trying to get, you're making accusations against Tim that he altered the recording or is misrepresenting the recording. Uh, I might possibly do that tomorrow night. Have you call in and um, we can go over exactly what happened and how the subject of the Ukrainian adoptions wound up on Timmy's show. I know you've done recordings in the past explaining the situation, but it may be time to refresh people's memories and get your side of the story. And yeah, Mark, what's been happening over on the Telegram, BitChute, and even on Randy Erickson's Facebook page, there seems to be a lot of support for Vladimir Putin going into the Ukraine. They're stating that Putin is going in there to get rid of the corrupt government. He's fighting for the children, blah, 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 blah. And that's not true at all, because there are reports that children are being killed in the Ukraine by Russian forces. And there was a rather astonishing video that came out where an elderly man driving his car was run over by a tank for no legitimate reason. The tank actually went out of his way to run over the car. All right, now what we have is over on Telegram, somebody calling themselves the Iconic Warrior is stalking a guy holding a camera, and Iconic Warrior has put up a picture of the Russian flag. So this is a Russian agent on the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force Telegram site. So we know that this is a supporter of Putin. Well, Paula, I look forward to it. Uh, I'll be waiting to see the video, um, because the more information we have about this and can get to the bottom of all of this, the better. Um, At least it offers a different point of view for people to decide for themselves what the truth is. Yeah, this latest picture kind of. And let's see if this picture went through. Well, I don't know where that went, but I'll do it this way. Save as. Okay, I'm getting some interesting pictures here. As this gets published, I'm going to put them up. Now this, let me go to. Michael, that's hard to say because you see, Timmy started writing about me on his old blog almost a decade ago, and that was simply because of radio going after him and my eventual seeing the truth that was being put out there about Holmseth and his stalking of Kim Picasio. This guy is putting up pictures faster than I can. Well, what he's doing is he's putting up. Now, these pictures I've seen of Tammy. And so apparently what this account is doing is he's going into various public pictures that are out there. You could do, basically you can do a thing on Twitter and find these. And okay, I copied the same picture twice. I don't know who the hell that. Oh, I know who that might be. That's a companion of Dr. Perry, or Tammy Perry, I should say. Some guy wearing a monster shirt. So. Well, all right. Well, thanks for The explanation iconic, that means that I will not be putting that picture up. I do appreciate you sending me pictures of Tammy Perry. Yeah, all sitting there calling me the same names gives me proof of exactly who you are. So you're, as usual, you're not very bright. But you know, you want to act like a child, so be it. All right. Well, I have to suspect that this iconic warrior is in fact Astro, and this account will disappear in short order. It usually does. Oh, I think Randy's responsible for all of it. But again, Randy didn't enter the picture until just around the time that Trump was running for president, and Tim Holmseth has been doing articles about me since long before that. What I did notice is that once she came into the picture, the format of the channel changed. Instead of having this, what he calls the old blog, this new blog came up with entirely different software and different writing styles and formatting and so forth. And the network got expanded over into these other channels. So. Yeah, that's interesting. They're talking about pig farmers and uh, not precisely. I believe that Randy wrote about it. That she had approached Timmy um, because of his postings, and it went on from there. I would have to go back and look at my database that's buried somewhere to see exactly how the two of them got together. But the excuse me. But this was this is before all of his trials, and it is alleged that she is responsible for him not going to court. That the allegation is that she actually helped him get away from the court, and she wound up literally taking him over. At one time, Chad Carrier had a power of attorney from Tim, was getting all his mail in his personal mailbox, Chad's, and Randy convinced Timmy that Chad was stealing from him, and Tim revoked the power of attorney and gave it to Randy Erickson. Now, this raises a lot of red flags because it's when this power of attorney was exchanged that all these events that have been happening from that time forward took place. I believe that's how the association with Phil McConnell took place, and I believe that she was probably involved with David Strait, like you mentioned, prior to Tim Holmseth. But this is all one big network. You have all these connections with these individuals in this network, and it's all the same philosophy and all the same patterns that have led to what is going on today, and especially what's going on with these two trials that are coming up, because there's a direct connection that's been established between Neely Blanchard and Cynthia Absug through Phil McConnell and possibly Randy Erickson. So, let's see. Alright, I believe we're at a point where I'm going to sign off. Now, tomorrow night, I'm going to get into some other things that I intended to do Friday, but got held up and did not get back into Orlando, and subsequently a pop gun until very late last night. And it was too late for me to set the show up. Yeah, Neely and Randy were friends, and I believe that Randy was working with Neely, because remember, Randy is deeply involved, or claims to be, with all this CPS stuff, and it is alleged that the actions that Cynthia Absug took were a direct result of advice and assistance of Randy Erickson and the woman from Arkansas, as well as other players. And since Neely was very closely associated with Chris Hallett of E-Clause, that the three of them worked together, allegedly, to have Neely go down to Florida and have Chris try and help her out, and eventually started promoting E-Clause directly with a vehicle with a license plate and all this other stuff, and it got, and this is the murder. Yeah, sorry, Mark, I was trying to answer all these questions. I go on the air usually at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So tomorrow night I will be coming on the air at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and it is going to be on the Task Force for Truth channel. On Sundays, I generally do not use the combined channels. I try and separate the two channels because I use incidental reporting of Tim Holmseth and company on these other channels. So, okay, another picture. Yeah, this has got to be the same person because they're doing what they always do. They're posting a picture of Levi Page and Jeremiah, and of course they posted pictures of Tammy Perry. So Tammy Perry, if you're watching, you got someone over on Telegram that's posting pictures of you over there, and it's someone that is not friendly to me at all. I have not filed for a records request for the death certificate of Chris Hallett, and I believe the funeral arrangements were private. I'm going to check in on that Monday, Paula, and if I find anything, I'll let you know. Now, this being a homicide, a lot of this is going to come out in court because he basically, it has been ruled a homicide naturally, and it was said that she fired a total of 4 times, striking him in the back. And we have a picture of Levi Page and Tim Picasio. These are the same pictures that she has posted before, so I don't understand why she keeps reposting these, because she'll take the account down anyway. Yeah, I'll get you copies of that. I'll call up. I'll call up to Marion County and find out if I can get a copy of that material. Now, the one thing strange about this case, Paula, is it's been largely sealed. Uh, I'm having a devil of a time getting any kind of discovery out of them because the judge early on in this proceeding sealed the case, and it's only under an extremely narrow set of circumstances that this will be allowed. And part of the reason is this is a high profile homicide case, and the judge wants to make sure that there's nothing done that would be cause for appeal. And, you know, the attorney could say, well, this stuff was leaked and it, you know, made it hard for my client to receive a fair trial, mistrial, and the judge doesn't want that. So the judge is going to do whatever they can to keep this stuff. That's correct, Michael, because Kirk Pendergrass was on Field McConnell's channel, and his son got on the channel and said, "Get off the channel. I have inherited all of Chris Hallett's material. No one is authorized to use it. I will be in 100% control of everything." And so this caused Kirk Pendergrass to take his channel elsewhere. He operates, I believe, he set up a completely different channel. Kirk's Law Corner, and I think he mainly operates off of Facebook. But he can no longer affiliate himself with E-Clause. He was basically fired from that partnership. You've probably noticed the same circumstances and coincidences that I have. I'll be curious to see what your insight, Paula, is on your take of the situation. But the Hallett case, the McConnell case, and the Abso cases all tie in together because it's the same people connected, and there's 2 or 3 other cases that have also have a direct connection with these individuals, because and I don't know if Tim was a principal in any of these. I think Tim was kind of just there, but you know, he's just kind of a face in the crowd within this group, and there's not much he does. And I think any of the writings that he's done and so forth is being done by his handler or handlers, because Randy may not be the only handler of Tim. There may be other people involved in this. There was a report that there was a falling out about money prior to Chris Hallett's murder. I never understood the arrangement between Kirk and Chris when it came to E-Clause. The role that was usually played was that Chris was the mentor, and Kirk was like a second. He was like a student, Padawan, whatever you wanted to call him. He's got the usual. He's got the usual platforms. He's on Getter and Patreon. He charges for all this stuff. And Iconic Warrior is putting up pictures of Levi Page and a woman, and I know from past research that this is a venue in St. Augustine, Florida. So I'm not, this individual who posts these pictures, she posts these, and then the account will disappear, and then she comes back and she posts them again. It's kind of silly. I don't know why she does it, because she's doing it on a a created channel, and I'm the only one seeing these. And there's no reason for me to download them because I've got all these pictures. But, something she likes to do, I guess. I think what might have happened is that Kirk either tried to or did have an affair with Chris Hallett's girlfriend, who was the witness to what Neely did. The woman was living at the house at the time and was helping Chris Hallett out. And I think what eventually happened was that after Chris Hallett was murdered, she went on to try and continue with E-Claws, and I don't think she was very successful. I haven't heard anything about E-Claws or her other than there's a disposition that is... Oh, that's a new one. Where'd it go? Oh, well. The tidy whities came up and disappeared in like a second. Yeah, so this is the same person again. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on around that. I know Tim got into it with Kirk over what happened at Phil McConnell's house, and there's stuff got messed around with E-Claws, and then there was a situation with Eager Beaver, and it just, everything was falling apart around the time Chris Hallett was murdered, and that Phil McConnell was arrested for violating. Yeah, Tim was very annoyed that nobody seemed to be able to do anything to get Phil McConnell acquitted or out of this jam he got himself in. And I remember that at one time, Kirk Pendergrass said, look, there's nothing, this was wrong or something was wrong and there's nothing I can do about it. And so, it just got to a point where these people proved that they could not do what they promised to do. That, Phil McConnell was going to have to go through the system. He was going to have to go out and get a very expensive barfly to get him out of this little mess. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah, Glow's made videos on a lot of things that occurred around that time. Okay, Paula, I appreciate that. Just let me know when you're going to do that, and I'll go wherever you've got the video or however you want to arrange getting me a copy of that. Well, actually, Michael, it was about both of them. Because it started out that Timmy was mad that he couldn't get anything done with his case. And then once we got into the situation with Phil McConnell, it simply repeated itself. Because Randy flew Kirk Pendergrass down to Minnesota both for Timmy, and then Kirk was taken over to Fieldsma House to an attempt to get Field out of that situation. So it basically was close to the same thing with both of these cases. Kirk Pendergrass simply was not able to do what he was advertised to do. All right, Paula, I appreciate it. Now you can send, what you can do is that's my email address, Paula. You can send links to that if you wish. if you don't want to put them on a public forum. Who the hell is William? Yeah, what the car thing was when, I believe it is when Kirk Pendergrass was at Field McConnell's house. Randy was supposed to have purchased him a car so that he would have a way around. And there was a dispute about the details of this car because it is alleged, I believe, that Kirk drove the car back to his house, and Randy said that it was something akin to a company car and was never supposed to leave Field's town. And so I can't remember exactly what the deal was, but it was about Kirk Pendergrass and Randy and this car. Okay, Paula, I thought maybe you were going to wait until it was completed, but yeah. So when you want to post the links, that way everybody can look at it and you can get a variety of opinions from everyone as to what is in the video, and I'll do a synopsis of it on the show. Yeah, there was a laptop computer that was involved, and yes, Randy did buy the car. It was an older car. It was something just for him to get around. There were stories that the dogs were left to starve and stuff, that they weren't taken care of. Yeah, I think the reason he had to take them down is because it was still on a channel that was operated by either Field McConnell or Eager Beaver, or maybe he felt that he could do better elsewhere. But from what I understand, Kirk is in a little bit of legal difficulty himself, and I have not checked into his situation quite yet. Oh, okay. Okay, well, whatever the situation is, Paula, I will look at it and we'll go from there. But yeah, there was a laptop that was in the picture. He allegedly took a laptop with him that belonged to the PPTF or Field or what, you know. Randy wanted that laptop back, and I don't know if that issue ever got resolved. Kirk wanted cigarettes, and Randy said, "No, I'm not buying you cigarettes." And it was just, it was like watching a soap opera with all the stuff that was going around. Hmm. This is, oh no. Yeah, basically that seems to be what happened here, is that for the most part, it is alleged that Randy set all this up. She was the handler and puppeteer in all of this. Um, Welcome, Kim. Glad to see you in here. A little bit of a surprise, but you're welcome. Yeah, this is. Well, I'll be right back again. Okay. Mm. Well, the only thing I can say, Paula, is everything that Tim says about Kim Picasio is false. Um, I mean, he's gone off the deep end with his accusations and theories. Well, our individual over on Telegram quit. Yeah, Iconic Warrior is just. If you're not Astro, you're a copycat because you're. Iconic, you sent the same picture twice. I guess there's a reason. Uh, well, basically, Kim and Paul are having a bit of a conversation. And this iconic warrior is putting pictures of you. There's a picture of you, and she says it's of you as a teenager. You're wearing a yellow shirt, you got a small laptop, and you're just. Actually, you got two of them. You got one in your lap, and you got one off to one side. This is. This has got to be Astro, because she doesn't, she's calling you a punk and says you look awful and so on and so forth. Well, the only thing that matters is the truth, period. Um, and this, well, I'm getting a lot of pictures of you again, Levi. This iconic warrior, for whatever reason, is posting the same pictures over and over and over again. Slipped a couple new ones in there. Never did find out who the boobs belong to. Have you ever tried to identify whose boobs that were that you did on another account? I know who they're not. But oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see what we've got on this list. All of Florida bar members, all of Minnesota bar members, all of California bar members, all of New York bar members, police, officers, deputies, social workers, judges, uh, monograph, Agent 19, Agent Margaritaville, Will Summer, me, Chad Cater, Alex Goddard, Levi Page, Craig Sawyer, Titus Frost, Michael Hayes, Ashley Cooper. Oh, my Ashley Cooper's just a troll. Oh, we got the boobs back. DJ Jafani, Tina Church, Dodger Stone, Tom Morrissey. Then we go over to the next hit list. Rebecca Ann, 1965, Wild Bill, Reagan, G.S. Grippler, L. Kennedy, Esky Mama, Tarkus, Kill Rush 100, Golden Mare, Nonsense, Kennedy Vergio, Julie Moeller Trimp, SHAR POS ATACK, Cafefe, and Agent 19 again. So we're on some kind of a hit list. Developing case, blah, 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 blah. More defamation and slander. Well, good night, Paula. Appreciate you stopping in, having a conversation. Look forward to your video. Yeah, Mark, they've always been running their mouths. I mean, on the uh, task force over on BitChute, over on Telegram, on Timmy's personal thing on Gab. This stuff's going up all over the place. Yeah, Michael. I mean, it's this whole thing is weird. I mean, if these threats that Timmy claims are real, where are the police reports? Um, FBI, um, IC3, because this is internet threats. Um, I don't know. People over there will believe anything as long as it agrees with them politically. Cam, you made a typo. The grammar police are going to get you. Boy, I tell you, this iconic warrior does not like Levi at all. Well, they're not going to, because they crave the attention, and even negative attention, they crave it. So. Well, that didn't come through, whatever that was. I want to see something. This iconic warrior doesn't understand how things work. Gotta get over to my. I'm just checking something here. I'm curious. Because this happened with the other account. I want to see if it's going to happen with this one. Images. Yep, sure did. It copied every damn one of them. So if this guy deletes the account, I've got all the pictures again. I don't know why they do that, but they do. Well, that's what they're doing to us. What's this that I find? I'm having a regular conversation with this iconic warrior. Saying, did Kim fire Levi over his underwear? I mean, this person over on Telegram is obsessed with underwear. Iconic Warrior is putting up pictures of boobs again. Funny. Well, it could be Mark. You never know. It's just it's hard. It's hard to prove who is who. Same here. This iconic warrior is saying that, let's see, Randy's going to be, or no, Levi's going to be arrested, Goddard's going to be arrested. Haven't said if I'm going to be arrested yet. So I guess we're all going to, I wonder if they'll give us all the same area. Yeah, that way we could talk to each other at Gitmo or something. That'd be a trip. Okay. No wise. I don't know. This nut overrun. This iconic warrior has to be Astro. It's the same saying everybody's arrested and this stuff. It's funny to watch, watch her pose, and I'm telling her she needs help and everything, and she just keeps right at it. Funny conversation. Here we go with pictures again. Oh, wow. Well, it's in the mid to high 80s down here. The humidity isn't bad. And then I've gone to places where outside of Florida it's pretty damn cold. I mean, jeez. And there's places that are still snowing right now. That should be war crime, not wartime. What trolls? The only troll I have is over on Telegram. There's this account, Iconic Warrior, and um, all right, Kim, I appreciate you stopping in. I'm having an interesting time with this Telegram account again. It's our friendly young lady that's come in under another account and very same stuff. Oh, that should be. Good night. Good night, Kim. This Iconic Warrior wanted me to ask you about the Oath Keepers and you know who wearing an Oath Keeper hat. And I thought we covered this before. But you have a good night. Boy, you guys, it's too bad we couldn't tap into this thing over on Telegram. This Iconic Warrior's got her panties in a wad. She is swearing like you wouldn't believe right now. Unbelievable. Of course, I'm swearing right back at her. This is the kind of people that Tim has supporting him. People that swear, use vulgarity on a channel and all that. And throwing her support behind Vladimir Putin, of all people. Boy, she's still going at it. She's typing away. Okay. Okay, got this question. What do you think of the photos of the drunk Levi passed out and put in his underwear? Well, I'll tell you this, it's none of my business. And it shouldn't be your business either. You need to grow up, go get a life, get off the internet. You're really seriously mentally ill. She is daring me to do all this stuff on the air. Just having a real. Yeah, here we go again. And this is definitely Astro, because she talks just like her. Photos were not professional because they weren't taken by a professional photographer. And, you are obsessed with a complete stranger. You have not met him or anything. Well, apparently to this Puritan over on Telegram it is. I mean, the thing of it is, this is stalking of the first order. These photographs up here of him and other innocent people is cyber terrorism. And it's very unprofessional. This is a woman that owns a business, and she's on here, rather than run her business, she's on here gang stalking. Would it keep him from getting hired? No, he has a job. And so you have your panties in a wad over him, and you've had it since 2009. You need to grow up, and you need to go away. The only reason I haven't cut this conversation off is because I photoshopped. I'm recording this conversation for evidence, because you are getting yourself into a deep criminal action with what you're doing. Would it keep him from being hired in mainstream news? No, it wouldn't. Wouldn't at all, because he hasn't committed a crime. Yeah, you apparently don't know much about the media. There are some very well-known people in mainstream media that have. So, you're just, you deleted all that. Too late, it's recorded. You sit there and you sit there, iconic, and you delete all the stuff, but the minute you put it up online, it gets recorded. So all you're doing, you're not accomplishing anything by deleting your message. But, go right ahead. And I know you're going to delete this account, but the account will be recorded. And, law enforcement has your IP address. They don't care. These people have probably done the same thing. Apparently, you must have grown up as a nun or a virgin or something, and never had much of a life as a college student. Probably dropped out of grade school because they don't care. I mean, there's stories out there of how these people act, and it's. Oh yeah, you've posted that before. Nothing new. She put up a message that Kim had sent Levi. A little bit of satire that was going on. What do I think of that? I don't care. I know the context of it, and you apparently don't because you're too stupid. Um, you were being trolled because she knew you monitored her messages, so she put that up on purpose. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, I recognize the icon. She uses that when she's on this chat. But, again, I don't care. I mean, you're the one with a burr up your ass about all this. So, type away. See what else you're going to come up with. You're making yourself look like an idiot. Well, we already knew. You've been an idiot since day one. You tried to get a married woman to break up with her husband. That was cute. Sheesh. I was gonna. Well, I'm not married to her, and she wasn't married at the time that went up. And she remarried her husband, so apparently he's not going to divorce her. Again, you're minding other people's business. Why do that? Why not mind your own business, iconic warrior, or whatever the hell you want to call yourself tonight? I mean, you have this thing about butting into other people's business. I don't get it. I mean, you're sick. You have got a serious mental problem. No, I do not want anybody beating anybody up. You're living in the past, and you're not living in reality. You have a serious, serious mental problem. But the evidence is being gathered. Just keep it up. Now, you're incriminating yourself with every message. Tell them to go on the View show. Well, that would be interesting. Go on the queue. But this iconic warrior is very entertaining, to say the least. Well, it was a hoax to begin with, so. Well, I know in some circles it's against the law to go on camera without a T-shirt on. That's my big scandal, Yeah, it was a hoax. They knew you monitored their channel, so they set up this hoax. You were there and you knew it. I told you years ago it was a hoax. Yeah, it's funny to sit there and watch. Well, if you say so. But the thing of it is, this isn't anybody's business. You You got a very, very well, fine, good for her. This woman needs to see a shrink. She's got some serious mental deficiencies. Well, there was a thing that was going around that Jeremiah wanted to beat up Levi over going to a concert or some nonsense, and it was a stunt that radio pulled. Might as well admit you're Astro. I mean, you do the exact same thing with all these different accounts. And why have you got me blocked? I mean, you clutter up my notifications because you got me blocked, and then when you mention me, I get these notifications that I can't read. Yeah, you need to grow up, Astro. You really do. Susan, you need to grow up. Yeah, it's all good stuff. This Astro X has been doing this for almost a decade now. Yeah, now she brings my deceased son into the conversation. That's nice. I mean, that's, you know. Yeah, she doesn't like if a woman 20 years. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, now I'm getting pornography. This is legally, this is revenge porn. Uh, don't care, Astro. Don't care. You asked the same question, and I give you the same answer. I don't care. But if you wanna get yourself sued, you've already got uh, enough stuff that you've posted that um, a lawsuit against you would be easy to win. So, you're not too bright. You have to do it on my primary channel, and I'm having a problem with Super Chat. The balance in my YouTube account is stuck. Everybody that's been sending me Super Chats, they're not going through. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, the Super Chat will only work on the Task Force for Truth. It will not work, or excuse me, it will not work on Task Force for Truth. Yeah, let me repeat that. I was busy talking to this iconic nitwit. The Super Chat only works on the From the Desk of Mert Witness 1 live channel. It does not work on the TFFT channel because I don't have 1,000 subscribers on that channel. Yes. Yes, I heard the audio. So what? Shit, yeah. Have you ever watched YouTube videos? I do not care. Yeah, this, oh, she changed her account. I just noticed this. Why did she do that? No, Laurie, I didn't. The balance on there right now is the same as it was before. Let me double check it again. Okay, let's go over into YouTube's. Alright, now we go down to monetization. AdSense. Nope, stuck at the same amount. It's stuck at 76.28, so I don't know what I don't know what I'm gonna do about this because I can't touch it. Yeah, it's for whatever reason this is not working, and you can only send it on the primary channel. The TFFT channel will not allow because I'm under 1,000 subscribers. I wonder why she changed her account. She was coming in under a different account. She deleted it and came back in under this one. It's a weird woman. But it doesn't matter because the IP address doesn't change. So Tender Dixon, you're getting yourself into. Yeah, I'll have to contact YouTube somehow. Yeah, I might do that. Like I said, I'm not in this for the money, other than, if I can get stuff to help me with these trips up to Denver and Ocala and like that, it helps out with the expenses because I'm on Social Security. But there's a community site, and I guess I can get on them. And now what? The pervert is back. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what's going on. Yeah, I do have PayPal, and that does work. That's the only thing I can. And my PayPal is my email address. So. Well, we're getting into politics now. Yeah, I guess now she decided to go into politics. We're having an argument about health care. We're having an argument about Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, I don't care. She wants to talk about politics on Telegram. She can knock herself out. She's getting she's getting frustrated. She doesn't know what to do. Because I don't care about any of this. This is just sitting here watching this weirdo make a fool of herself. And I got my screen recorder on, recording all of this. Yeah, I'll probably do that, Laurie. She's mad at Levi because he donated to Alexander Ocasio and Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, she's definitely. I think this has proven that her main gripe against Levi and Kim is that they're Democrats or support Democrats. That's the only reason. I don't know why she thinks this upsets me, because if I had the money, I'd probably do the same thing. Oh, thanks, Laurie. I appreciate it. Well, good night, Mark. Thanks for checking in. I will be here 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern Time. Looks like Astro's been checking everybody's political donation records. That's how obsessed she is. And then there were 9. It's interesting having a political discussion here about who donates to who and why someone is donating to a political party because she's not a citizen of the United States. I got news for Astro. Millions of people donate to political causes from outside the United States. This woman doesn't know anything about anything. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Who the hell is John Hoffa? We're throwing F-bombs at each other. She's mad at all the political donations everybody's making. Strange, man. Astro, you are a strange person. Just making an absolute fool of yourself. Uh, we might talk about this pervert now at Settler Marion that's been making quite a fool out of herself. He's asking if Kim bought his car. Jesus Christ. What a nosy one. Alright, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This is getting... If she wants to talk to me through text only, that's fine, but I'm going to take the channel off the air because it's burning up a lot of time. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button, and see you guys tomorrow night on the Task Force for Truth. Until I see everybody again, have a good one. Good night.